right, Beastmaster's ready to go around and try and pick people off. What's a Medusa going to do to help with that?
Yeah.
Worked out in some of the other games, but I think this will work in a similar way, even if Envy plays it. Create space, make things happen, get kills, lane well. Tiny can accomplish all that.
Do you know when the last time Virtus Pro played a Beastmaster?
It's been a couple months.
Has been a couple. Do you know who it is against?
No. Tell me it was against Fnatic.
It's Fnatic.
Nice. Well stat memed, Paul. So proud of you.
I'm learning from the master.
I did want to talk about the Tiny because Fnatic are an interesting team in that they run the Tiny in 4 positions. They actually run DJ on support Tiny, and that's the most. They have 6 games DJ on Tiny, and that's more than any other player.
Go. Virtus Pro set this trap for Evil Geniuses.
Oh, yeah.
The trap is a little bit different, though, because their pickups are much better against the Wisp Tiny. And again, like, it could just be a support, so... but either way, it's not like I hate Virtus Pro's opening. Like, even if they're running, like, Bane, like, this is their 4-5. Like, I don't really care. I have Gyrocopter Sanking.
Yeah, I mean...
Feels good to me.
You go back to the Genting Rampage, and this is just a combination that VP are so comfortable with, and with the added dimension now that Lil Sanking is pretty strong. Roger is capable of playing the 4-position Sanking at a truly elite level. So you have 3 and 4, it becomes even more flex value. Interesting Tinkerband there by BP in the 4th position rather, really attacking Abed's hero pool.
They did the same thing last game, right?
I believe so.
It just shows how the meta's changed. Fnatic played against Virtus Pro when they picked Beastmaster. Guess what else they played? A Luna Shaman.
Yeah, Shaman's,
Like, what?
Shaman was streaking real hard a couple months ago.
Yeah, and that had a Sanking in it as well.
He still is for Fnatic. Fnatic are one of the teams that really favor it. The other thing about the Tinkerband here is that TB is still in the pool. And that VP very much can represent a second stage TB pick. I really love the pairing of TB with Gyro as the 2 cores.
Glad they banned the Omni Knight. I felt like that was pretty obvious, especially since VP ran it against EG. It enables the Gyrocopter quite a lot.
Really works well against a hero like Tiny that needs to get these burst kills. Kind of Bane's similar situation. Would have made it harder for that lane to do.
There is still the AoE controllers out there. Disruptor. Against the Tiny. The Sanking setup.
The Dragon Knight, and again, a little bit of flex value there.
Good opening since Death Prophet's already out too.
They've run that in 3 different positions, have VP.
Still do Viper. A lot of magic damage on the side of VP. Has a break ability against.
My first thought was Underlord, maybe. But they've already got Tiny, so maybe it won't work.
I mean, I don't know. I don't think the Beastmaster was the problem last game, honestly. I would not hesitate to go back to it here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I would definitely agree. I was just thinking the fact that, like, by first picking the Beastmaster, they end up giving up away certain heroes that I feel like were pretty...
I agree.
Because it's like, VP they wouldn't have picked it, I don't think, so...
Okay, good call on the Viper.
Yeah.
The times that they brought out Tiny a bit, going back a few weeks now, they've also seemed to not so much paired it with it, but
I feel like Rubik's tiered out just a little bit here. Last couple sets of the tournament.
Okay.
Just today, it doesn't seem prioritized at all. It was the most picked.
Just a little vulnerable.
This morning.
And it just doesn't have enough damage output, I think. Like level 1, level 2, it's too exploitable against heroes like Bane.
Gyro is now the most, again, back to the top. Quiet day, yes. 25 picks it is.
I think Gyro DK is actually my current favorite core combination because many of the single target safe lane heroes that are going to be good versus the Gyrocopter will not match up against the DK. Kevin, there's your Underlord.
There's your Underlord. Good call, guys. I really feel, too, when you talk about that Gyro DK combination, that's a combination of cores you can easily get away with picking in the first 3 because they both have such lane flexibility.
I wonder how the Warlock's going to work out this game. It's great to have it sit behind Gyro DK. I really do love that dual lane as well. It just feels so much stronger for Gyro. It's like he can sit in the back, cast spells when needed, and DK takes all the heat.
Picked a huge amount here, very situational. 4 picks, 3 wins.
The Warlock, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's maybe a good way to deal with all the tanky heroes.
Yeah.
Mix the Fatal Bonds around, heal on the Dragon Knight, and good team fight. Lane-wise, it's very strong. In a lot of ways, semi-equivalent to a Bane for lane support and dual lane.
Against a tiny 3 out of the 4 games.
Not a VP hero, but
Yeah.
Timbersaw would be pretty dope.
Yeah, the question I'm asking myself right now is do you believe that Abed Tiny can have the kind of impact that he would need to have? Abed, I think, needs you to win the game. Needs to win you the game.
Yeah.
In this kind of a draft set for Fnatic. And I'm a little bit worried about Tiny having the kind of impact that Abed needs to have.
Are you sure it'll be his hero?
Yes.
It'll be
And,
Envy,
no, they
Vipers,
can. That's the thing. They can go flex here, bump the Tiny to 4, which they've done, and pick an Abed hero 5th tier. Right? That's why I'm saying
Yeah.
the big dichotomy is okay, do you pick a DJ hero here?
I can't think of a whole lot of DJ heroes that are really going to stop this team fighting power of
Shaman?
VP.
I was going to say they could go back for that Shaman, couldn't they?
Yeah, I think that's the, if you're going to pick a DJ hero here, I think the Shaman. The Coddle looked really questionable the other night for them. Oh, the Wraith King, there you go. So this, oh my.
Well, you can't beat skeletons, that's for sure.
One of the few teams that are picking it.
I mean, I'm kind of surprised about that. It's very good at fighting. It's kind of like I would say it's like a better laning version of Chaos Knight, I guess, in that you have a stun. It's up pretty often. You're a little mana limited against big teamfight ultimates. Wraith King's great.
There's only one other team that picked up Wraith King. The
Secret.
Yeah,
Yes.
They won both of their games at ESL 1 Katowice
Oh, I mean,
with the Wraith.
Wraith King, again, if you look at how they like to play, Wraith King is an Envy hero, man.
Yep.
He fits so well the tempo of what they like to give to Envy. And I think this is going to be, boy, I'm not sure who's going to play the Tiny or the Viper, whether you see Abed Viper, which we have seen a game, or Abed Tiny. So what do you think about the lanes, Cap? That's going to be the decider, I think.
If VP was that team, I would actually like a little switcheroo and maybe they do a side lane DK. Other than that, I think
Now you do
Timbersaw.
you do have to mention the
There's
Brood
some-
here, right? For VP, I don't think it's good. I don't think it's necessarily good into the Underlord, but I think this could be a Brood game.
Oh.
There's also a laning
Yeah.
issue with Fnatic. Where are things
Yeah.
going?
Yeah.
Safe lane. It's Wraith King for,
AMD, the Lord.
and they're gonna have the Viper match the DK, but
Yeah.
Tiny and Bane.
And the question, right, is do you have to put Abed on the Tiny and just ask him to win you the game? Because
Yeah.
I don't think that any of the other heroes in Fnatic's lineup are just those game winners.
DJ has
So
played the Tiny as a support.
Yeah, I don't think with the lineup that it. Well, no.
I think
You
Wraith
think
King's
No, Tiny support. It is a
It's
support.
the only
It's
way-
got to be.
That's
That's
the only way
right.
they
Yeah.
can play it, right?
That's
So
right.
DJ takes the Tiny, Paladin takes
And
the
Abed
Bane.
Viper. Yeah, I don't know about Abed Viper.
I think if they win
okay.
the
Nice.
that was definitely worth it.
Timbersaw
Yeah.
for Virtus Pro.
Yo,
Good
how many
call, Cap.
Virtus Pro Timbersaws are there?
Yeah, you
Not
guys
many.
got
Not a whole
that
lot of them,
draft.
right?
Good job.
It was a great pick with the Wraith King follow-up. Another strength hero. Another tanky guy. Cuts
Yeah.
pure damage for all these guys.
It's been 10 months
Yeah.
since Virtus Pro last played.
Dude, if it was any
Timbersaw.
other team,
Yeah.
I would have gone in hard on that
Timber.
Timbersaw.
Yeah.
You were pretty much all in. You picked
It's
it. You called it. We gave you the credit for it.
P.
Okay, very quickly, let's go down the line. Alan, which way?
VP, I don't think Abed Viper wins you this game.
Kevin.
I have hopes for Wraith King. Show me a sick build. Take the win.
Okay.
B.
Okay.
Whatever. I can't tell with a camera. Kevin.
He's just going for gifts at this point. Right, ladies and gentlemen, hold on to your seats. It's going to be a bumpy ride. Virtus Pro versus Fnatic. They're all fighting for a place in the grand final. If they needed any more, about Mercedes-Benz.
Who's your MVP, Will? Who
My
is
MVP?
your most valuable player?
So far,
And is he any of those 10?
could be. Depends on who wins the series. Right now, I think 11 is #1 for me right now.
All right.
I don't think a lot of people will vote for him, but I think it should be him.
We can ride and die on our own MVP votes. We're starting the movement right now. Everyone vote for 11. Start the petitions. Get it up everywhere you possibly can on your social media. But we can worry about that potentially a little bit later. For now, it's game 2. Virtus.pro versus Fnatic. VP 1 game up in the series as Fnatic are pulling out the Eternal Envy Wraith King with Pylai Die dual offlane. The support Tiny. How do you feel? Blitz? Thoughts?
That is interesting. I did not expect that to be the direction that they went. It's pretty okay, actually. It gets active on the map. You have good burst potential. It kind of sort of comes with the save. The initiation isn't bad, but I'm more curious to see about the core Wraith King, because the only time we've seen it in this tournament, I think, is when it was played by Puppey as a support.
Puppey support twice over by Team Secret.
Yeah, that is normally the way that people play it. I've not seen it quite some time as a core.
It kind of feels like it's almost like that old initiation you used to have. Like, I don't need a blink dagger when I got a Tiny to toss me.
Like that the panel. That this was going to be a side lane DK, and they actually try to avoid the Timbersaw, but Universe going to end up against him anyways.
How many times have we seen Universe end up in this mid lane for Fnatic? It's almost like he is the new mid. Abed plays the safe top lane with DJ. That life's going to be difficult for DJ at least. Like, that Shadow Word is removing his life rather fast. Not to mention the base harassment Warlock.
Ramsey's playing Gyrocopter, a hero he's very comfortable with.
It seems like a terrible lane for Fnatic. Like Abed at least has some of the range, but I don't really feel the influence of DJ bar tossing a couple of logs.
Kind of going to be the problem with it. If this hero doesn't get kills, it feels a little bit mediocre as no one. Evened out right now as Universe. A very good job of not losing the lane fight yet.
I like how you say not quite yet. Is this a certainty? Is it? I know strength heroes melee up against the Timbersaw is never a fun thing for you.
The problem is it gets worse as the levels progress because you get more levels reactive, which means that Pit Lord can't really trade hits with them. It does force the Timbersaw, who's got very bad base damage, to use his nuke a lot to CS in front of the Atrophy Aura, but
he's also building into a Soul Ring to try and counter that kind of problem.
yeah.
Knowing he'll have the regeneration from the reactive armor and then expends it the other way around.
And your spin is just so effective as solo. A lot of damage going to get tossed in.
DJ really wanted that rune. And now he can actually grab both of them thanks to that toss positioning.
Even chucks the tree at him for good measure.
Remember me. Carved your name. Rogers can find a little bit more space of his own as well. But he's managed to grab both of the bounty runes too. The sacrifice the pilot eye makes to ensure that the laning phase goes a little bit more his way. Got the pull a little bit oddly wrong. Ended up splitting the wave in half. Envy.
That's a lot of skeletons.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage coming his way. The Nightmares on the SK keeping him out of this fight. The Skeletons will allow Envy to die as he consumes the Mango to get the extra blast. But the Burrow Strike, Roger, he catches both Envy and Pylai Die, cancelling the dive and allowing Pasha some time to heal up. While Ramsey's having to do exactly the same thing up on the top lane after Abed and DJ have a crack at him.
Nice lightning phase start so far.
Pylai still on the run on bottom. Roger does not have a Burrow Strike available. Eternal Envy just in case. Swinging the blade in. Burning that mana with a Hellfire Blast.
Now Pasha's up to full HP with the double mango. B doesn't have a salve. Does have a tango ticking through though. In this mid wave, Universe is actually keeping up quite nicely.
18 and 19-2 versus 17-2. You're starting to lose a little bit more control though. As you said, like the levels start to spike with a 2-0-2 build on no one. There was that big advantage that Universe was able to have early on that he's holding.
Pressed. Just spamming out Firestorm. Both of them just trading out farm largely. Now they both have a Soul Ring. And Universe gonna some damage here, but so is no one.
That never-ending spam, 10 reactive armor charges. Enough to dive in for another Whirling Death. For both one charges and Soul Ring, Universe should be okay. I'm having more fun just watching DJ walking around, trying to find that toss onto Solo. He's trying to get him into the dire creep wave and underneath our bed, into a place where he cannot escape.
Completely even start so far, though. Fnatic do have a very, very slight lead. That changes with pretty much every creep that gets taken here.
It'll change too once you start seeing more of these rotations. Like, no one in Universe can just go hammer and tongs at each other until somebody dies. But I'm waiting to see what happens with Pilot Eye as well as Roger. Like, do you even move him off that bottom lane? Do you accept this? Do you accept the status quo? You're both sides of the fence.
Yeah, I think both sides are actually kind of okay with this. The Bane getting levels, as is the SK. Envy is having a much more successful game. The trade-off is the gyrocopters also getting a good amount of farm, but you need to get Envy involved. I think he's the type of player, he's okay having that kind of bad start, but it's a lot easier for him when he gets a pretty good laning phase and then he can just rotate around the map and start creating pressure.
Roger came top. This is that first rotation that I was looking for, but then mass pings start to arrive. That was from DJ, just saying, you know what, we are not alone in the world. This also now gives the opportunity on bottom lane to attack into Pasha. A little bit difficult, he's still got the 2 points up in Dragon Blood. They don't have an easy way around that. Abed. Overward. Getting a little bit of extra vision, and SK will shrug off any kind of damage thanks to the Shadow Word of Warlock.
There's something really satisfying about seeing DJ just toss that tree. Doesn't even really do that much damage.
It's not that mana cost, not high mana cost either, it's just the cooldown of 18 seconds.
Roger, his first rotation, he was up here for quite some time, is not going to succeed. DJ just continues to wait in the trees.
Actually, I thought you'd find it more satisfying to... Okay, does he toss him back? Yeah, straight in, underneath our bed. The Burrow Strike is there from Roger to ensure there is enough time for the TP out, but Universe, he's arrived so quick with that haste rune. Killing off Roger and spilling the first blood. Took over 6 minutes to get this first blood.
That was very, very delayed, but nice rotation from Universe. DP only going to lose their Sand King, so not the worst thing in the world for them, but...
I think DJ wants to go again. Yeah. Wrapping around the back of Solo, he's in a good position to get the toss off. All he needs to do is just close the distance, but no! Solo goes up, Universe goes down as he ends up tying. Not exactly where he wanted to do that, underneath the tier 1 tower. Eternal Envy just backs off from Pasha and Ramses.
Farm some skeletons as Envy thought he considered.
Oh. Here goes your toss once more. Pick him up, throw him back. Solo's going to go for the defensive Shadow Word. DK is on the way, so is Roger, but he's too far away to lend the double stun. Solo into the trees, the tree toss is there. Solo will finally fall, that's what they tried to do before. Now they succeeded.
First you don't succeed, as at bottom Envy getting very aggressive right now. Does have the level 6, so he is able to do this.
It's not that much of a surprise for Eternal Envy when he wants to get aggressive. In this type of lane, I always remember his Weaver phase boots build. Second he got time lapse was always diving underneath towers. Doesn't care about expending abilities if the end result is going to be a kill.
At the same time, if you're wondering why he hasn't leveled the ulti, it's because if he gets in a really bad situation, you don't want to have to just waste it.
He just leveled it. Pilot Eye is coming in from the side, tried to Nightmare onto Solo. Ramses really slowed up. They're going to upheaval to make this a little bit more difficult. The Nightmare allows for a reposition, a Hellfire Blast in 1 second time. Envy, who's he focused on? He still wants Ramses, but he'll have to settle for Solo. Not what he wanted to have happen, but Solo with the extra crit means Fnatic have enough damage to find the kill.
Nice grab from them as Envy forced into a position where he does level the ult. Normally what ends up happening is that people want to expend that Wraith King ult as fast as possible. They want to force it so that the Wraith King can't really play aggressively. What they'll do is they'll rotate down with a bunch of heroes. And
I like how you say, can't play aggressively, is that Envy walks in behind the towers looking for a kill. Roger's low too. Envy, Burrow striked up. He wasn't ready for this one. Roger's Sandstorm is going to kill off EE. The one charges, 25 HP. The Chakram's just off target. Oh, he's going to miss again. Envy will die. He will not survive in the trees. No way that is happening. While Viper on the top lane, they need the damage to kill off Pasha through that Dragon Blood. It is possible. He ticks back at base. The Dragon Knight falling.
Very aggressive move by both sides as Dragon Knight actually looks like he went down inside the base. And at bottom, Envy didn't have the ult, but was more than willing to go for that dive, and kind of think that's worth it. They killed the gyrocopter to get XP.
You did just give like a double kill over to a Timbersaw, a kill over to the Timbersaw, however. He's now at 4-point-ish, like 2k-ish net worth. So no one's becoming very, very powerful. With Roger getting that stun, Timber Chain through with the Chakram, Pylai die, Roger's Sandstorm will secure the kill. So another support kill assist for no one. But this Timbersaw is getting big.
Abed, though, is taking the top tower with the help of DJ. Playing a hero that we don't normally see.
They're going on Pasha once again.
Ooh.
He's going to go into Dragon form. Ramses is in the neighborhood just by baiting him in. That call down available for Ramses, but no homing missile. Very rarely do we get to see this from a gyrocopter without a single point in it.
Opting not to go for it at all as...
Go on, DJ. Walking past, tossing him around. Gets hit by one of the call downs. The second rocket barrage should be enough to kill DJ. In fact, it will be.
Nice pickup for Ramses. Envy now forced into the jungle, does not want to fight against this Timbersaw, which is exactly why he's down here, as no one is going to bully him out. Already talked about how good he is against these melee heroes, and he already has that hood completed. A lot of magic damage on the side of Fnatic. Good pickup for him early on.
Keep that momentum rolling. But now, babysitting no one on the bottom lane. DD Rune not really going to be able to be utilized. Solo's in the middle of nowhere underneath the Dire Observer Ward. Looks like he's just preparing stacks for Ramses to farm. I'm actually wondering just how easy it is to do these stacks. You prepare big ones, but what happens if Underlord wants to move over? What if Envy's, whose reincarnation's coming off cooldown, decides to make a play?
I think it's pretty easy to protect, though, because you are by the Shrine, and you haven't lost any of the crucial towers that aid in defending it, which is why we see no one down here in the first place. Like, if you're wondering why this Timbersaw is down here, it's because, A, he gets to bully Envy out, you limit the amount of farm because you can't die as this Timbersaw at this phase of the game, and it also protects your bottom safe lane tower, which is normally Dire's first objective that they want to grab. It's actually the safe lane tower that to stay up, and the off lane tower that's going to fall first, looks like.
Oh, Roger is... he walks so obviously up into that tree line in perfect vision of Fnatic.
This is a really nice tower for Fnatic, or for VP to take, sorry, as they're going to gain some control. It's going to make it harder for Fnatic to make these rotations down, and it's going to allow VP to just immediately run to mid if they want.
They smoked up.
This is 2 games in a row that they've made this kind of play. Really like this pattern.
They're looking for Eternal Envy. He's going to be the closest to him. Remember, he's got the Reincarnation, the Observer Ward. It doesn't actually see Envy farming. He's just far enough off to the side. So instead, they go for a different target. But that's an Underlord with a Hood of Defiance already completed. I am uncertain they can achieve this kill, but they'll give it a shot anyway. Ramses runs forward. The Pit of Malice is quite nice for a stun, but okay, they have enough damage. Combining with the Epicenter, Universe will fall. Maybe underestimating just how much work that Timbersaw does.
That is 2 games in a row that they've made that kind of play. Abed, though, the response from Fnatic is to send Abed up here as up at top DJ. Gonna get gone on.
They just started with Dragon Form into Tail Stun, and DJ cannot escape from this one with the Dragon Form being committed and Solo having level 6. No one being in the neighborhood too. Viper knows there's no reason Abed just TPs in towards the mid lane. That top tower is gone.
Yeah, I'd really like to see Fnatic make some kind of counter rotation as a result of this.
They have Envy on the bottom lane. In fact, that's exactly where the Dark Rift universe is going. So they're just going to try and take the tier 1 tower on bottom lane as rebuttal.
Wonder if VP have any sort of inkling in inclination to try to defend this one as Roger is still set up.
They're looking towards mid. They want to gank up mid. Abed, the rock won't drop. The Chakram is down, so Abed can't walk out. This one, combining it with the upheaval, it's so much slow. Support is here from Ramses as Timbersaw being stripped up. He will not be broken free in time. But Gyrocopter wants to keep going for this fight. Into Pylai die at the Observer Ward. Reveals the fact that no one else is behind him still with the Feather Bonds combining up. Pylai die will die under the tower. Not much more DJ can do about it. The bottom tier 1 tower did go the way of Fnatic. It's a 2-for-1 trade-off, a big kill in the Timbersaw. But is it worth it?
I think that was a very nice grab from them. They managed to grab the bottom tower at the same time. They forced Roger out. I don't think it's the worst thing for them. They're going to create some space now.
As far as golden experience goes, it was only 100 gold-ish going the way of Virtus Pro in favor of this.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. And they expended the rock cooldown for the first time.
Yep.
They did get a kill on the Viper for it, but not much more than that. And Fnatic, if you look at their lineup, they're going to have to be a lot more active than they were in the last game, as they don't have that overwhelming late game core in that Medusa. Abed, who we typically see play these real one positions, is playing the Viper in a game like this. They want to take these early engagements if they can. Mid lane, DJ just going to get shoved out. Reverse is here though. This is a tower that I think they absolutely should not concede on the side of Fnatic. Like the mid tower, losing control of it so early on last game made it so that they lost map control so early on that they were forced into the right side of their jungle, and it just limited all the movements that they could make.
Firestorm definitely is probably the best deterrent from this. Bottom lane, Epi sent a fire strike onto Eternal Envy. The Epi did get off. Barsha's still nearby. Gonna look for the stun. Pilot Eye looking to help out Eternal Envy as he fiend script onto the SK. And then the stuns. You'll lose the Sand King. They want Envy. Is there another stun available? They don't have it. Just upheaval. And they'll have to settle for Pilot Die. Support for support.
That is well worth it, Fnatic, as they managed to get Envy out. Would have been a kill otherwise, but Pilot Die very active in trying to defend his core, and now no one is going to make his way towards mid. That is a 1k gold lead only for Virtus Pro, so a much better start this time around for Fnatic.
Long as they can still deal with the gyro as well as the timber. But they've got things to work with. That's what they're working on bottom lane. Ramsey's the call down's out, but he doesn't have the distance. Eternal Envy getting homing missile solo. Potentially can Fatal Bond, Shadow Word, and fight this out. But there's 13 one charges on Eternal Envy, so Solo, hey, you actually can't fight anything. You can die is what you can do. As Fnatic, 2 back-to-back kills on bottom lane. The top lane's being forced, so Arbed will take the tier 1 tower as well. Things are starting to look better for Fnatic.
Would have liked to see a little bit of chat wheel usage.
Are you trying to gauge the spirits of the Fnatic players, are you?
Yeah, I mean, they gotta know that Virtus Pro's doing it. Envy could have given them that just happened. As Solo, he was really confident in that. He walked in thinking, I will just scale him, he has no ult. I'll look like the hero. Instead, he just feeds a free kill towards Envy. Having a much better time this time around.
Where's the stack, Solo?
DJ already has a Blink Dagger on this. I'm loath to call it a support Tiny at this point. Barely behind the Dragon Knight and farm.
He's the initiation. He's the safety initiation, not relying on Wraith King to do it. Wraith King is still trying to be part of the gang squad, but real ganking comes with the power of smoke. Both Roger as well as Solo under the cover of that behind the tier 1 tower in mid.
This is the tower that Fnatic really didn't want to give up.
But they also know they really can't fight this just yet. They're too split up. Envy just TP towards the top.
Do like Envy's move though. He's trying to become a hunter. This is what he needed to do in the last game. This time around,
he needs friends to make this hunt work. Like he's gonna find Ramses, hits him with a Hellfire Blast and realizes there's not much more to do. Instead, he's gonna come back towards mid, defend his teammate. Universe is bailing. The Dark Rift has been triggered. VP are happy to let it happen.
gonna run a Pilot Die right here, or are they?
Is Pilot Eye running into them? Dragon Tail stun. They want to back off. The Dragon Form has only got another 10 seconds left. And
coming in for the top.
SK, Sandstorm, nice and quick. Fire Strike up, gets himself up the hill, but the Firestorm is right in the middle of it. 4 picks for Fnatic going their way.
And it all started with Abed tanking that first gank. They use the epicenter on him. He simply just 4 steps away. There's no follow-up damage from Virtus Pro. They also lost Gyrocopter at the same time with the help of DJ.
It's still amazing just how much net worth these 2 cores still have on Virtus Pro. So for all the kills, for everything the Fnatic is catching up, and yes, they are definitely in front of the DK, Gyrocopter and the Timbersaw are still a force to be reckoned with, and they're going to try it. Timbersaw on bottom lane working against Pylite Eye. They thought he was okay, but VP come as 5 to this engagement.
They're not going to let somebody die solo anymore.
Especially when the Bloodstone charges are there on the Timbersaw now. He needs to ensure these charges remain up.
That's one of the most demoralizing things is you get the Bloodstone, you immediately die after. Yes, you do respawn instantly, but it's a sad respawn.
Eternal Envy's gonna have a crack at him. Tiny's in the neighborhood as well, so no one in trouble. There goes the Hellfire Blast. Support's a little bit too far away. They already wanted to TP down before. Then again, Timbersaw.
Got a hood. He pops the active as soon as he sees Tiny. Says there's no way that they can touch me. No one being a beast in this game. 2-1 and 6. The highest net worth by far in this game.
It feels almost optimistic for Eternal Envy just to show himself by, like, in such a maneuver.
Nah, you gotta send a message if you're Envy. It's not about getting the kill, Toby. It's
like,
about
I'm willing to gank you at any time. This time I'm not real, but next time, who knows? Are you actually trying to Boy Who Cried Wolf this?
That's the analogy I had in my head, but I was like, that is a silly one to use, but thank you.
You want something silly to have happening?
You covered it for us.
Yeah, gotcha, bro. Gyrocopter needs to farm up that stack. That's a big ancient stack. Good money for the Warlock as well as the SK if he can clear this off. Things are coming. He's on his way over. Money, 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 money.
Very nice stack for them to clear as a group, as Ramses loads up the BKBs in his inventory.
They're looking to fight. They found Eternal Envy. The Observer Ward's there. Timber chain through. Pyro Strike's perfect in the chakra positioning. Virtus Pro get through it. Roger, the epicenter is out. Support took a while to get in, but Eternal Envy just can't do anything. He's dead before he can have his second breath. Now Universe wants to escape. Have they got the damage to get through before the Dark Rift completes? They do not. The homing missile, however, go. The little missile that could.
This is so you don't forget.
You just Orlando Bloom him?
Dinks him in the head. And a very nice pickup as Fnatic. They try to make the rotation over. They did not expect Envy to die at the speed that he did, but a very, very clean rotation from VP. Now they're trying to ramp things up a little bit, but it's Fnatic that still hold the gold lead.
To be honest, I was actually kind of expecting Envy to get like more tankier style items at the beginning instead of the Shadow Blade. Rely on the tiny toss to be that initiation. But
I think he just wants to get the Silver Edge and try to kill the Timbersaw.
That's what it's all about?
Yeah, I think he sees his team and he says, well, we have mainly magic damage and our physical damage doesn't do too much against Timber to begin with.
So that's why it's priority number 1.
Yeah, exactly. But normally when Envy's playing a hero like this, it's Abed that's playing more of a true 1 position core. But they might just find Ramses here, and this is where the Shadow Blade might just pay off.
Under Shrine, however, if Ramses wants to stay there, Viper's on the way. Here comes Roger, the Burrow Strike, cancelling off the Fiend's Grip. Hides inside the Sandstorm, and Roger, Pylite Eye, there is little he can do to survive this one. He's got a homing missile on the way, and he doesn't even survive that long.
You could see some disconnect in the side of Fnatic right there, as when Envy goes in for the stun, Pylite Eye immediately follows up, and once he pops the Fiend's Grip, Envy's already running out of there. I think he realized, okay, this is a bad move, but Pi did not get the message. They can't just really afford to give up kills like that.
DJ's getting some pressure on the bottom lane. Pasha, Shadow Blade now on the K. Initiation onto DJ is so much easier. He's just waiting because support is on the arrival. Ramses right behind him. DJ nowhere to really escape this one. Burrow striked up, the homing missile, they just watch.
Now VP take the very slight lead back. BKB is now completed on the side of Ramses. A really good timing at that.
He walks into the middle of no one. Dust is out, no one. Looks like he actually wants to fight this one. Pala is nearby, copped a Chakram to the face. 2/3 of his life, but the Nightmare keeps Timbersaw at bay.
I love when cores do this, by the way. When they buy the dust for themselves because they know, I'm going to be the first one in. I should do that. Please take note, people in my pubs. This is a good thing to do.
But the cores actually buy support items as well. Wait, I shouldn't even call them support items, utility items.
I don't know who I'm talking to. I'm normally the one playing mid, and I don't do that.
Yeah. So you're talking to yourself is what you're actually talking to.
Gentle reminders, man.
There you go. Cap, you can hold him to it.
Timbersaw just gonna think about TPing out, but instead opts to stay. Probably wants to secure that top tower for the rest of his team.
They can do it. Pylite Die is waiting in the trees. He's got Fiend's Grip available. But how do you want to fight this? You don't. In fact, they're already TPing back to base. Smoke is available on Pylai Die, but that Observer Ward is watching so closely. And they smoke underneath it. So Virtus Pro, even more information, just like game 1. That fight, Fnatic semi-bailed out of. This time around, Pasha walks in, he'll break the smoke, and he finds Arbed. Arbed right on the back lines. The Tiny can toss around Soul if he wants to, and they can kill him off, but no! Roger, the Burrow Strike keeping Envy and DJ out of the fight, allowing Ramses to get the high amount of damage off Eternal Envy, trying to walk away. Now the Ankh finally will pop. Solo's still the only casualty in this fight, but Wraith King, holy Anna, he dies so quickly. Underlord just wants to take everybody home and forget this whole nightmare as DJ waits in the trees, not using his TP just yet. Is he actually hoping they can pick up the DK? Yep, Avalanche is out, but where's your detection? It does not exist. VP's looking towards Roshan.
There's a little bit of disconnect there as DJ, he really needs to pick up detection himself. He does manage to grab the dust afterwards, but you see that VP are being very forward-thinking. No one picking up dust for himself. Neither of the supports on Fnatic had one available. So he's going to get out for free, and now it's going to be the Roshan, which is not easy for them to take with this lineup. Gyrocopter being one of the worst heroes, very notorious at being poor at taking this Roshan, and Timbersaw, of course, deals no right click.
Pasha just broke the smoke on all of them in the mid-river. So twice now. More into Ramses. Here goes Roger once again. Just wants the Burrow Strike, so they've got the initiation. Pylai Die going down so quickly. No real way to survive.
Pasha, he's on the hunt right now. He wants the stun.
And, well, they've got it in. They got the control. Universe, the Whirling Death making it difficult. The Rock is down. Fatal Bonds needs to follow up, able to do so. So now it's up to no one. Has to dish out the damage. Envy, he's going to take it right now for the entire team. Quite literally, he keeps sharing out the damage. And they're going for more. DJ, trouble in the mid lane. Ramses on him. And Arbed, this TP will complete. Not enough damage there from no one to finish the job, but still, a large amount of heroes going down for Fnatic, and two big ones as well. The Tiny as well as the Wraith King taking a fall.
They do manage to grab the Dragon Knight at the same time though, so it's not the worst trade for them, but giving up the Aegis like that is going to hurt quite a bit in a game where they're already a little bit down. This 5k gold lead for Virtus Pro. They've done such a good job of picking this up for themselves. And it's normally Fnatic that sneak those sort of Roshans, but this time around Virtus Pro go for one of their own. Fnatic, there's no way that they would have known about that, considering they don't. It doesn't look like Virtus Pro. If you glance at their heroes, it's very easy for them to take.
You can see the confidence they do. Like, when Solo died that early in the fight, Fnatic did a fantastic thing. They made sure there was going to be no Rock Fatal Bonds, the fight wasn't going to be one-sided, but it had to give that confidence for VP just to sit inside the pit. If Fnatic want to come in, sure. Then they actually use the combination. Solo so far away. But this is a beautiful position now for Virtus Pro. 6,000 gold advantage. The experience is skyrocketing as well to 7.5 to 8k. They have the momentum and it's continuing.
Yeah, and once again, Fnatic in a really weird position. In the last game, we felt like they weren't doing enough in the early game, and this time around, feels like they're not doing enough in the mid game.
Nice Nightmare. Canceling the Timber Chain. Pylai running down just to try and be a little bit more elusive. Oh wow, no one actually went down the same way. Whirling Death and Chakram. Not enough damage quick enough.
Feels like he can play very recklessly now though. So many items to his name right now. It's such a short period of time.
Yeah, he's on the way to the Shiva's Guard as well.
Silver Edge almost completed by Pasha himself. It's going to be very nice against Fnatic.
Eternal Envy wishes he had that money. He actually never finished the Silver Edge. He's going in for BKB instead.
He was off to such a hot start, but feels like he's not finding the initiations anymore, and that is a fully completed butterfly on the side of this gyrocopter, almost doubling up Envy's net worth. Compare the 2-1 positions. You even want to call it that, as Envy playing offlane in all three of these games, or both of these games, I should say.
Yeah. Neck and neck is a shared 3. What it is. Timbersaw is on his way north. Fnatic, they were preparing an attack. Eternal Envy's the only one left behind. Wait, he's got no TP scroll. His invis comes off cooldown in just a second. There's no dust this time around on no one. Roger's on the way in. He does have the dust. They're trying to check where he is. There it is. The blink into the dust with the Burrow Strike. And they will kill Eternal Envy twice over, leaving his reincarnation on cooldown for 2 minutes. Meanwhile, in the middle lane, Ramses. Okay, he'll get University TP away to safety. Homing missile. Needed a half a second longer to actually connect on the Underlord.
Really nice of no one to check up there, and Envy. C9 comes to haunt him as caught without a TP.
DJ try and start the run. The Sharkham's going to drag back in again, avalanching around the corner, and all no one has to do is keep keeping that Blink Dagger on cooldown. And he did a perfect job. There was only half a second before DJ was going to get it back off cooldown. The Sharkham connected.
Maybe he still gets out.
There's the Blink. He went to the side and they're chasing him. He heads down south. DJ, Avalanche, more space to be created. Needs another 7 seconds for Blink, and time. Life doesn't have either. Mid lane, Ramses is back at it. Highlight Eye is the next one to fall, nightmaring up the DK. It was the man to initiate in on him.
Now they're just losing heroes individually on the map, one by one. That is the third straight solo kill in as many minutes for Virtus Pro. Now the gold lead builds to 8,000.
Yeah, this is the latest season of crumbling right now for Fnatic. They were in full defense mode. The Bloodstone Chargers can reign supreme. As you know what VP want to do, they still have that Aegis. Ramses goes high ground. Fortification almost instant from Fnatic. And Aegis Immortal will time out. So they lose that little bit of extra insurance for the Gyrocopter, but you may not matter when no one is just this big. He wants to keep tanking the tower. Reactive armor charges up. To mention, everyone else from VP can just tank it.
Right now I see two kind of like fairly large issues with Fnatic's lineup. Is they don't really have this scary high ground hero. Like they're not worried about an Echo Slam this game. I'm not sure what they're worried about. Like the worst thing that could happen to them. Yeah, Blink Toss back into tier 4s is probably the scariest thing that they have to worry about. And the other issue too is that I don't think they have the better late game. I feel like in that game, Dusa might have always given them at least a 5% chance. But in this game, I do not feel the same way. And you can tell that Abed feels a lot more uncomfortable on this Viper because normally he's playing this hero that if he gets farmed similar to Miracle, he'll just carry. But in this game, I think this Viper probably needed to fight a little bit more, but not finding any opportunities. And so he's going back to his fallback of just farming creeps, but I mean, he's playing a Viper.
Roger has the Gem of True Sight. He saw Eternal Envy trying to get aggressive, and Envy, with no one on his tail, knows that death is nigh. Again, they burn. DJ jumps in. The Avalanche will connect on both, but so will the Burrow Strike. Epicenter. Envy is gone. DJ will join him in the afterlife. Universe wants to pull him out, and DJ, well, into the trees. There's still going to be 2 heroes dead without buyback. Fnatic more than on the ropes.
Things are starting to get pretty brutal now as that is a 12k gold lead. Just feels like Fnatic have not garnered any sort of momentum in this game. Feels like they're just giving up kill after kill at this point.
Ember's trying to put another one on the board. Abed a little too tanky with that Aghanim Scepter build for him.
Not gonna pop his dragon form, walk uphill very confidently.
So that's why they see him. Roger even blinks into the middle of it. Down goes the Obs and Sentry.
Pasha taking a lot of damage, trying to get out of that Nether Toxin.
Ramsey just having a good old time, beating into that range Rax bit by bit. She starts to fall. The Crimson Guard's protecting it a little bit. It's only a matter of time. Tiny's back to the world of living, so they need that blink toss. They need to bring someone back into the tier 4 towers, but Ramses turns on the BKB and the flat cannon damage. Highlight even using Nightmare to try and dodge it. There's your toss back. They're going for no one. He's a huge kill if they can claim, and the Fiend Script held him there. And Abed finally getting some extra cash coming his way, ending 6 times kill streak of no one. But the cost is their mid-racks.
Fnatic, like you said, a very big pickup on that Timbersaw, but he's already alive again, and the next Roshan might just end this game. Fnatic, their high ground does not look too impressive. They don't really have a lot of fallback heroes.
I'm surprised to watch Abed go in for a more defensive item like a Shiva's Guard. I thought he would actually just go all out glass cannon, understanding that he's like the primary source of the damage for his team. TP will begin. Pasha Dragon Tail Stun will cancel it off. And, well, the good thing is he's got enough money for buyback. Tries to go for a Hurricane Pike, and no one just timber chains through him.
And they're going to go for the other remaining shrine. DJ is invised up. Let's see if we can find something or get something going.
It's so hard to do though when you don't know where the SK is with that Gem of Truth side. Like Envy almost walked on top of him
nice
again.
toss
That
back.
toss pulling in a very long way. No one can they kill him twice over. Lower these Bloodstone charges. It's difficult, but that's what the Spirit Vessel is for. Trying to slow down that regeneration on no one.
They're going to have to commit the buyback.
Nice stun onto the Tiny, jumping in deep. Fatal Bonds connects all four of them together with the Burrow Strike. All that shared damage spilling through the Fnatic lineup, but now Arben into the lines. No one ticking down fast, and they move their next target. Gem of True Sight lost by Roger. Pasha, he's still in pretty deep here. They want to go for more. Viper Strike just came back off cooldown here.
He's gonna all-in commit for this.
Now he actually cannot disappear. They even take care of the racks. He just denied his own melee racks, looking for another target after Ramses. You have Solo slowing things down with the upheaval. They
What an
just
upheaval.
can't reach him. They're trying to reach him, but they can't do jack.
Solo with the play, and Fnatic denying their own racks, even though nobody else from VP was going to commit for that.
I think it was the Corrosive Breath, the DK, that's what attacked it, and they're just like, well, it's gone anyway, denying what they can. Solo will die, but the saving grace of his gyrocopter. Kind of want to watch that denial.
How close it would have been?
Yeah, how close it would have been for the... Because I think the Corrosive Breath had it.
That's one of those things that you actually should just watch the replay for.
Yeah. Well, we'll see if we catch it in this, because it's a little bit later in the fight, but it's the perfect Fatal Bonds and Roger. He has really been a star.
Yeah.
Absolute star of this VP lineup.
And no one, surprisingly, goes down very quickly there. You see that Ramses all-in commits for this.
That's where our replay will stop.
I'm pretty sure you're right, though.
Yeah. I'm fairly certain with it. I doubt Universe would have hit it if he didn't think it was gone.
Yeah, that's one of those awkward situations that can't really check back in time.
Aghanims have to just arrive for a Timbersaw, so double the fun, double the chakrams. Fnatic, they really need to start this push. They need to get some distance on this map now that they've lost 1.5 lanes of racks, because things like this is just way too easy for Virtus.pro to do. They're sentry warding, observing. Smoke is up from Fnatic. They want to come in deep. Roshan's at 4.7k. Timber's just sitting there building up reactive armor charges. Envy jumps in. It's a nice pit with the Viper Strike, but now Epicenter from SK with the Burrow Strike. Eternal Envy will pop as up goes Arben to the high ground, trying to battle from up here. They're at least able to lock down Roger using Envy's death as an opening, but the rock is so good from Solo, and again the Fatal Bonds. Fnatic, they're losing 2. They're losing 3. Eternal Envy is down. Arbed will follow, and this may even be the game right now. The base is already ripped apart, and only the Underlord survived.
He's going to make it out, but without the rest of his team, not a whole lot they can do as VP going to start marching into bottom lane.
They're losing top lane range racks as well, and yeah, bottom lane will follow. Here's your buyback from Eternal Envy. His reincarnation just came back off cooldown, TPing to the front lines. Envy looking for the stun. I don't know if there really is much of a follow-up here, because no one else can actually TP in. They go for the upheaval. They can't outwalk it with the call down too. They protect themselves with the Crimson Guard.
Universe is
now
getting low.
Universe, he needs to do more, and he can't do anything. Stunned up by the homing missile. Eternal Envy will stand his ground and fight. There's the buyback out from Universe. The reincarnation, Wraith King, he wants to jump forward, goes for the stun onto Solo. The problem is his tier 4 towers are currently under siege. The rest of his team can't come and join him, or else they're going to lose more of their buildings. He doesn't have reincarnation. The pick can go down, but so does Envy. They move further forward. Universe, he's just going back to base. There is no jumping into the other side of the map this time around. It is Fnatic on full D.
2 heroes down, their base starting to get ravaged. They do manage to defend that last set of racks though. Don't even lose a tower in that attempt. But Roshan is still available for VP.
And that's what they've gone back for.
Going to be an easy grab for them as Ramses is so strong at this point. They struggle to bring him down once. They're going to have to do it twice to stand any chance at staying in this game. VP probably just going to heal up and go for it again.
Yep, exactly what they're doing. Gyro burns the shrine. The bottom tower won't survive long. Next time around, it's at 328 HP. Very simple task for Virtus Pro with their current abilities. Even a fresh Lotus Orb up for SK. Shiva's Guard for Viper, so Arbeb buying out everything he possibly can. As far as buybacks go, you've only got one on the Tiny. That's all that's left. Bane is short of the money. Everyone else has the cooldown timer, and they're coming out. 4-man smoke up. You don't have the Wraith King just yet. Fake gyrocopters are going into the base, but this smoke is so hard to work when the creep wave is entering in through the top lane. Someone has to break this smoke of deceit.
Oh, Ramses.
Either that, or you get that, you basically get the toss. You need Pasha. They trigger it, they pull him back in again. They want Pasha with the Fiend's Grip, a full committal, and they've got him. 82 seconds down. The DK, the only one not to grab an extra trinket from Roshan.
And VP, they not want to fight that as Pasha went in, but Ramses accidentally popped the BKB. Forced full retreat mode, even with the Aegis, without the BKB on him. I don't know how confident they feel about that fight.
Not much, it seems. But they can let Fnatic simmer. They still have the Aegis, they still have the cheese.
And Solo might actually be the MVP again this year.
You want to throw it on him? I've been loving the work that Roger's been doing.
I mean, that
He's
upheaval,
been that great initiation.
his upheaval timing has saved the fight from them like twice now.
Wait,
they would have lost more cores if not for that. Like, they would have lost the gyrocopter for sure at that top engagement when he was running away after the Rax. And they would have lost some heroes at bottom at the same time too.
It's so hard to vote for someone by saying, hey man, stand still and then cast this ability in the area and just channel.
Yeah, but you can say that about most stuff in Dota.
You can. Hey Zeus, well done. You pressed R. Trouble on bottom lane. It's Solo being ganked up. You shouldn't have said anything. Woo! There's the Death Rock. The DJ and Universe. Much needed pressure release. Solo's dead for 70 seconds, so that's a decent amount of time. Ooh. He's jumping on the back of that raging skeleton. Is that what they're doing here? Pilot Eye pops out the other side. Here comes your blast. Lincoln's Pharisees, Lotus Orb, and Lincoln's protecting him out. And then the jump away. Fnatic can't get the initiation. Envy cops a lot of damage for this. Begins his TP and Roger. He's there once again, cancelling the TP out. Envy dropping low. Reincarnation will pop. Roger, not a healthy man, ticking out to the Viper Strike, but he won't go down the whole way. Now it's VP on the aggression. They move forward. Arbed to go down, and they go another Burrow Strike through. The chains just keep rolling. 2 heroes down for Fnatic. The buyback is there for Pile Die, but there's no more tier 4 towers. They're all lost. The Rock is taking out bottom, and Fnatic will actually call it. GG, well played. Fnatic up through to the grand final of ESL 1 Katowice.
And that was a very dominant 2 games from them as they were so active around the map. They read Fnatic perfectly. Very clean performance from them.
Yeah, VP have to be very happy with that one. With the dominating